Happy Halloween, everyone. Well, I'm not filming this on Halloween, but if you're watching on Halloween, happy Halloween, everyone. Today, I'm going to be reviewing a good movie. A classic movie. One of my favorite horror movies of all time. The original John Carpenter's Halloween from 1978. Alright, turn off the music. Okay, music stopped. Ladies and gentlemen, my name's Rosy 15, and, well, you guys already know that. Well, for those who don't know, I'm starting to do something different on my YouTube channel where I review horror movies now. I review movies on my YouTube channel, and last time I already reviewed the movie Predator. So for those who haven't seen my Predator review on my YouTube channel, please check that out. I gave it the recommendation. I told you all to go out and buy it. Seriously, I recommend this movie. Classic. By the way, I did go see the new Predator movie that came out earlier this month. The Predator. I saw that and I thought it was decent. I thought it was okay, but it had a lot of issues. But I'll make that a separate video one day. But would I recommend you go see the new Predator movie that came out? I would say wait till it comes out on like a streaming website or Redbox it. Honestly, rent it, but basically borrow it or rent it. The new Predator, I really wouldn't recommend going to the theaters to see it. I think it was okay. Okay, so anyways, that's enough about Predator. Go see that. Go see the original 1987 John McTiernan film. Great movie. Anyways, back to what I was talking about. Halloween. So, for those who don't know, what is Halloween about? Well, obviously, the holiday is about, trick-or-treating, getting candy, and people wearing costumes, and playing pranks on your cousins by putting laxative in his brownies. Oh, wait, I did do that on Halloween night one time, and, yeah, my cousin beat the shit out of me for that. Or no, wait, that was on the 4th of July. Yeah, that was on the 4th of July. No, actually, I've done some pranks to my cousins back in the day on Halloween. But anyways, that's besides the point. Just make sure you don't do anything harmful to anybody on Halloween, because the movie is about a man that does some harmful stuff on the night of Halloween. So, Halloween, for those who don't know, is an old movie. I mean, really old. I'm talking 40 years old. In fact, there's a new Halloween movie coming out this next month on October 18th, and I'm actually going to go check that out. I'm actually looking forward to it. I've been hearing it's been getting good reviews. So yeah, the original Halloween is a classic. It's one of the scariest movies, in my opinion. I mean, look, what's scary to people isn't going to be scary. Like, what's scary to me isn't scary to other people, basically. So let me go ahead and just transition to the movie, and I'll give my brief commentary and my final verdict, and transition! Now, for those who don't know, again, if you've never seen this movie, I highly recommend. If you're looking for a good horror movie to watch on Halloween or October, it doesn't get any better than this, guys. Honestly, this is a classic movie. I'm sure most of y'all seen it, but for those who haven't, oh my god, you gotta see this movie. Now, this movie is scary just for the simple fact of the reasons why is that it's a simple movie. All it is just about a killer named Michael Myers who escapes from an asylum, goes on a killing spree in a neighborhood, and it's up to a babysitter and a therapist to go and take care of Michael Myers, basically get rid of him and kill him. Now, the thing I love about this movie is just the location. It's supposed to take place in Haddonfield, Illinois, which is a made-up place, guys. That's not a real location, Haddonfield. But you really buy that this is just like your everyday neighborhood. I mean, honestly, this neighborhood just looks like, kind of like my neighborhood in a way. It's just your typical neighborhood, You probably got your annoying neighbors. You probably got the neighbors that always want to just invite you to their barbecue, even though they don't really know you personally. Never really talk to you. Anyways, so our main character here is Laurie Strode, played by Jamie Lee Curtis. And all she is just trying to on Halloween night she's supposed to go ahead and babysit some kids. But her friends want to go have fun and party and, have sex and stuff. So she kind of portrays as like the young crowd as like being smart, while her friends also portray the young crowd as being like irresponsible and just immature and just want to have fun. The thing I love about this movie is the soundtrack. The soundtrack is very, very creepy, as you can hear. I mean, nothing's really happening in the movie, but it sets the mood. It sets the mood of just this, how simple this neighborhood is, and yet how scary it's going to be when it becomes night.
Let's start raining on
So you have this real good scene in the beginning of the movie where, you have this real good scene in the movie where you have the therapist. His name's Dr. Loomis. You have the therapist. One of Michael Myers' therapists here is just trying to find Michael Myers because apparently he's escaped out of the asylum, and it's real creepy because in the movie you find out that Michael Myers isn't just your typical loony bin of a character. He's actually just pure evil. I'll cut to the scene where the doctor character explains why Michael is one of the scariest patients he's ever had.
I met him 15 years ago. I was told there was nothing left. No reason, no conscience, no understanding, and even the most rudimentary sense of life or death, of good or evil, right or wrong. I met this 6-year-old child with this blank, pale, emotionless face and the blackest eyes, the devil's eyes. I spent 8 years trying to reach him, and then another 7 trying to keep him locked up because I realized that what was living behind that boy's eyes was purely and simply evil.
No, that's a really good scene in the movie because it really explains how scary Michael Myers is. That this, the therapist just explains just how evil and just how disturbing he is. Gives you a good idea of how creepy Michael Myers is just before you even see him, because you hardly see Michael Myers in this movie, but man, do they build him up, and man, is it scary just the little glimpses you catch of him. A good example is I'll show you a scene where you barely see Michael Myers, so I'll point it out when you see him, but it's terrifying when you just catch a glimpse of him. Here's a classic scene. One of the babysitters gets stuck in the laundry room and she can't leave. But watch, guys, pay attention to the background. I want you to pay attention to the background. You might see Michael Myers in the background. He's this mass killer. Just watch. Just look at the background right now. When it comes back to the babysitter in the laundry room, just watch. So the kid's being irresponsible, just watching TV, not listening to the babysitter. She doesn't care. She just wants to watch her, her video games and movies. Did you see him? Look at him in the background. Look at that creepy bastard, how he's just hiding in the background.
Oh, hi, Paul.
Stuck, huh?
Alright, here's another good scene, guys. Pay attention to the background.
Sure, stuck in the window.
Yeah, but I've seen you stuck in plenty of other positions.
My parents are gone.
Oh, that's fabulous. When did they leave?
About a half hour ago.
Oh, utterly fantastic.
And then he's gone.
So why don't you just...
That shit is creepy.
Pick me up.
Well, I can't come now, Michael.
Alright, here's my favorite scene in the entire movie. This scene here just shows you why I love this movie. I mean, look at the way the lighting is here. The atmosphere, it's just, oh man, it's creepy. If this doesn't give you nightmares or goosebumps, I don't know what will. I mean, just seeing Michael come down those stairs, the way it's lit on that soundtrack, that music, guys, I'm telling you, that soundtrack. And it's so scary because it feels so believable, like this could happen to you in your neighborhood, like, imagine you're just babysitting some kids and then you just see a guy in a Halloween mask and a boiler outfit chasing you with a knife. Come on. Look at this. Like, she's just trying to get out of there, but, Michael Myers locked the door. It's scary. Look at this dude. Look at him come in. Oh my god, it's so scary. Get out of there. Oh, I'm getting goosebumps even just looking at this scene. Real good acting too, from Jamie Lee Curtis. Real believable. You don't get acting like that anymore in horror movies. Just her voice screaming like that just creeps me out. It just feels so believable.
Oh God! Help me, please!
Guys, this is just a horror classic. It's scary, it's disturbing, it creeps me out, it gives me the goosebumps, and it's not even that violent of a movie. Doesn't rely on jump scares, doesn't rely on gore, just atmosphere, tension, atmosphere. It's scary. It gets you in the mood to just be scared for Halloween. It's scary, guys. The camera shots that John Carpenter did here were very creepy. Oh man, this movie. And Michael Myers is breathing. Can you guys hear this? Yep, it's a horror classic. There was many imitators like it. Again, somebody told me that some of my friends prefer Friday the 13th, but Friday the 13th is poo-poo compared to Halloween. Okay, maybe that's a mean thing to say. Look, I like some of the Friday the 13th movies, but Halloween is way, way, way better than Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th wishes it was Halloween. This movie's a classic. My only gripes with it is that some of the acting from not the one I was showing you, the main babysitter, Jamie Lee Curtis, the one that was screaming outside her house. Her acting's really good. The other babysitters, their acting's kind of like it's kind of. Well, let me just show you a scene. Well, okay, let me cut back to the movie and let me just show you a scene of like the acting here is. This is the only gripe I have with the movie. Everything about the movie, from the story to the atmosphere, like the scary part, like the whole point of a horror movie is to be scary. It works. It's scary. It's classic. But my only gripe is the acting in the movie. Some of the acting is. Let me just cut to it. Listen to some of this acting.
Go, residents.
Like her, she's fine. Jamie Lee Curtis, her acting's fine.
Popcorn. Having fun? Never mind. I'm sure you are. I have big, big news for you.
Her acting is not doing it for me. She's not a good actress. I mean, listen to her.
Hi, Lester. I'm about to be ripped apart by the family dog. Lindsay, get this dog out of the kitchen right now.
Yeah, so mainly from that brunette actress, I don't know her name, but her acting isn't doing it for me. Her acting's kind of bad. But like Jamie Lee Curtis, the therapist, they're fine. They're good actors. But her and there's another babysitter. There's like a blonde babysitter. They can't act. No offense. Like their acting is really bad. But then again, this movie was made on a shoestring budget. This movie was made with only $300,000, which is the same budget as the first Evil Dead, which I will do a review of that movie as well on my channel. So, for those who haven't seen the original Halloween, go out and get it. I have it on DVD here, which I do want to get this on Blu-ray. It actually came out on like a 4K Blu-ray recently, and I want to buy that version because, damn, dude, I love this movie. It's a horror classic. It's great. So yeah, that's my only gripe. Some of the acting from some of the supporting cast is kind of blech, but everything about the horror is great. I don't want to talk too much about the movie. I don't want to show too much of the movie because I don't want to spoil it for those who haven't seen it. But yeah, great movie, great classic. Go out and get it. Good movie. That's my other Rosy recommendation. Go see John Carpenter's Halloween, and I will definitely be looking forward to the new Halloween movie coming out later this year because they're bringing back Jamie Lee Curtis. So good to see her back in the role again as Laurie Strode. And Michael Myers still scares the shit out of me to this day. All right, guys, that's my review for Halloween. Go out and see it. Great movie. Awesome.